Vancouver, Canada, site of the 2010 Winter Olympics and where hockey rules for twins Scott and Spencer McAfee. They excel at the national sport and keep up their skills with summer practice. But they get a failing grade in the classroom, a struggle that started in preschool. Doctors diagnosed them with ADHD at age 6. Were you struggling with that? How much were you struggling with that before?
I was struggling pretty much. I didn't really get it, the strategy.
My wife was pulling her hair out. It was just so hard. The house was always messy. They were just tearing our house apart. They were very active.
I was dealing with principals and teachers and doctors and counselors. And,
you didn't want to answer the phone, probably.
No, I didn't, actually. And every single day there was a message on the machine. Hi, Mrs. McAfee, it's Mrs. So-and-so. Can you give me a call? And I just dreaded it.
About 5% of Canadian kids are diagnosed with ADHD, 8% in the U.S. The numbers really jump in the area of drugs prescribed for the disorder. In the U.S. alone, that number has doubled in the last 10 years. So is there something wrong with all these kids' brains?
It looks like in those children, that minority of children who really have that disorder, that there probably is some neurological underpinning to it. But again, that's a small fraction of the children who actually carry that diagnosis and get treated for the condition.
Child development expert Gretchen Lefevre believes ADHD is both overdiagnosed and overmedicated.
Those professionals who continue to say that ADHD is widely underdiagnosed or that only about 3% of children in this country receive ADHD drug treatment are simply wrong. The data do not support it.
But what's the downside of diagnosing and treating lots of kids?
The bottom line is we simply have not looked at the long term, over the long haul, years of drug treatment, effectiveness or consequences.
Regardless of the overdiagnosis, kids do need some help with their behavior. But millions of parents like the McAfees have felt they only had the drug option. So they put Scott and Spencer on Ritalin, a drug they say turned the boys into zombies. Then they tried the drug Dexedrine. Although it suppressed the boys' appetites and their growth, the schools kept advocating medication.
The Dexedrine didn't seem to be making a difference anymore, and they just wanted us to keep upping the dosage and upping the dosage.
As far as I'm concerned, there's very little grounds in most cases to warrant first line of defense being drug treatment or the only treatment.
Lefevre notes in one study, researchers trained parents and teachers in behavioral techniques, such as reinforcing positive attitudes. That was effective for over 2/3 of the children studied. Physician Michael Lyon, author of Is Your Child's Brain Starving?, found nutrition helped him overcome ADHD as a teenager. He recently completed a treatment study using theanine, a substance found in green tea.
I wanted to provide parents with something that they could give their kids that was safe and would provide some very rapid or immediate benefits to sort of buy them time so they wouldn't have to rush into using medication.
He's still analyzing the results, but says all the indicators are looking very positive. And there's precedent, considering the Japanese used theanine as a standard treatment for ADHD. The McAfees took part in Dr. Lyon's study.
You can do anything you want to do when you take the L-theanine. You can breathe better, you can feel better, and it's just awesome what you can learn out there, because I haven't learned most of this stuff, right? And it's just amazing, I think.
You feel like you're catching up?
Yeah.
But the boys stopped taking theanine last fall after the study had ended.
I get the report card in December, and F's across the board.
They got back on the theanine right away. Even their hockey coach began to see a difference.
Well, we went down to a tournament into Dallas, and the boys were a lot more focused. Listening skills on the bench were better, and their on-ice play was a lot more controlled.
And to take it to the next level, Lyon says a broad approach is best.
If you go about this in a very comprehensive way, looking at a child's life from the point of view of their nutrition, family dynamics, their spiritual life, their physical health, you look at that person as a whole person and do everything you can to nurture and nourish that person.
For the McAfees, that meant changes at the dinner table.
And just eating a lot more greens, lots more salads and fresh fruit, vegetables, grilled meats rather than fried, and whole wheat. Huge.
There's been a dramatic change. They're helping around the house, wanting to go, to any event that we have planned. They're just way more focused and just a much more harmonious family all the way around.
And better grades, too.
Oh, so proud of you. You too, big guy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm so proud of you. Oh, I love it so much.
Yeah.
There you go. Excellent.
With renewed hope, the McAfees take to the ice with Olympic gold in their dreams. Reporting from Vancouver, I'm Galen Tethrow, CBN News.
Thank you, Galen. You know, I may sound like a broken record, but the same thing is causing many other problems. And that thing is too much sugar, too much salt, too much white bread, too much sweets, too much candy, too much stimulant like Cokes and caffeine, and not enough fruits, vegetables, protein-rich food that are not fried, and low sodium and exercise. I mean, it's just a no-brainer, but you know, they have these manifestations, and in kids, their brains need to be fed.